You want to become wealthy, but something is constantly holding you back. And right now, you're about to hear words that aren't pleasant, the kind of truth most people click away from. If you watch this until the end, you'll already be stronger than 90% of people. Because most aren't ready to admit that their poverty isn't a lack of opportunities, but a set of daily habits slowly killing their potential. It's not the absence of money that's stopping you. It's what you spend it on. It's not the government, your boss, or the market holding you back. It's where your attention goes. Because money flows to those who have focus, energy, and discipline. So be honest, where does your attention go for most of the day? You wake up and the first thing you do is reach for your phone. Not your goals, not your plan, not action, your phone. You get stuck scrolling short videos that give you nothing but steal hours of your life. The algorithms know more about you than you know about yourself, and they have no interest in you becoming wealthy. They profit from keeping you tired, distracted, and constantly craving another hit of dopamine. While you scroll, someone else is working. While you watch, someone else is building. While you consume, someone else is earning. Adult content is a trap of its own. It's free dopamine that makes you weaker every single time. It doesn't relax you, it drains you. It kills motivation, lowers your energy, and turns you passive. A man who regularly pours his energy into a screen will never be hungry for wealth. There's no inner fire left. He gets used to pleasure without creation. And wealth never comes to those who live for easy gratification. You eat what's convenient, not what makes you strong. Sugar, junk food, constant snacking, and then you wonder why you have no energy, no focus, no mental clarity. A weak body cannot build a wealthy life. You can't think strategically when your body is constantly inflamed and exhausted. Discipline doesn't start with money, it starts with what you put into your mouth. Alcohol is a socially approved break. They call it relaxing, but in reality, it's moving backward. While you unwind on the weekends, your goals are pushed further into the future. It doesn't just steal your money, it steals your clarity, your confidence, and your self-respect. Wealthy people protect their state, physical and mental. Poor people look for ways to numb it. But the most dangerous thing isn't your phone, alcohol, or food. The most dangerous thing is the habit of postponing life. You're always preparing, but never starting. You understand everything, but you don't act. You save videos, books, and ideas, but you implement nothing. You live under the illusion that one day the right moment will come. It won't. Never. You're afraid of looking foolish, afraid of making mistakes, afraid of being judged. And while you hesitate, others try, fail, get back up, and earn. God doesn't give money to those who seek comfort. He gives it to those who are ready to take responsibility. And responsibility means cutting away the unnecessary everything that makes you weak, distracted, and dependent. If you're feeling resistance right now, that's a good sign. It means you recognize yourself. It means this video isn't just playing in the background, it's hitting where it hurts. And it's gonna get even harder from here because there are things that seem normal, but are exactly what keep people poor for years. And if you want to break free, watch until the end. There's another reason you're still not wealthy, and it's not obvious at first glance. It's the environment around you, the kind that pulls you down softly, almost invisibly. The people around you don't wish you harm, but they don't want you to grow either, because your growth reflects their weakness. When you start thinking bigger, working harder, and cutting out what's unnecessary, you become uncomfortable for them. And instead of support, you hear jokes, doubts, and phrases like, keep it simple, no one needs that much, or money isn't everything. That's not philosophy, that's justification. You keep spending time with people who live paycheck to paycheck, resent the wealthy, and laugh at ambition. You absorb their fears, their limitations, their logic, and then you wonder why your goals start to feel unrealistic. Money doesn't come to a mind that constantly listens to poor conversations. If problems are discussed more than solutions in your circle, you're already losing. You've learned how to stay busy, but not effective. You're constantly moving, yet getting nowhere. Your days disappear into chaos, small tasks, and urgent distractions that don't bring you any closer to wealth. You reply to messages, solve other people's problems, and prioritize other people's needs while postponing your own, day after day. This is the trap of false productivity. You get tired, but you don't grow. You don't control your time. And if you don't control your time, you don't control your money. Every wealthy person first learned how to protect their hours, only then did they learn how to make millions. You, on the other hand, give your attention away for free to notifications, other people's problems, meaningless conversations, shows, and news. Your attention is currency, and you're spending it carelessly. You say you want money, but internally you're conflicted. You want results without changing your lifestyle. You want freedom without accepting discipline. You want big money, but you still think in survival mode. You're afraid of large sums, afraid of responsibility, afraid to step outside what's familiar. Wealth isn't a number, it's a level of thinking. And as long as you think like the poor, any money you get will slip through your fingers. You don't know how to tolerate discomfort. Every difficulty feels like a signal to retreat. Every bit of fatigue becomes a reason to stop. Any resistance convinces you that this isn't for you. But the truth is, the money is exactly where it's hard. The easy paths are already crowded with millions just like you. The hard ones require character. You're waiting for motivation. You believe one day you'll wake up with fire inside and everything will change. But motivation is a myth for the weak. Only habits and systems work. Wealthy people act even when they don't feel like it, especially when they don't feel like it. And while you wait for the right mood, the right sign, the right moment, years quietly disappear. You're rarely honest with yourself. You say you're trying, but you know you could do more. You say you don't have time, yet you waste hours. You say you weren't lucky, but you refuse to take full responsibility. God isn't obligated to give you more if you don't use what you already have. Potential without action is worthless. And if this is uncomfortable to hear right now, that means you're still alive. It means there is ambition inside you that you've been suppressing for a long time, and a moment of choice is coming next. Either you keep living the same way, or you start cutting away everything that makes you weak. Because there are still a few things ahead that seem normal, but they're exactly what permanently block people from money. And if you want to know what they are, don't turn this off. The most important part is ahead. There's another reason money keeps passing you by, and it doesn't sound pleasant. You don't finish what you start. You get excited about an idea, feel a surge of energy, make plans, but the moment routine sets in, you lose momentum. You start, then you quit. And every time you quit, you train yourself to be poor, because wealth rewards completion. Money goes to those who can endure boredom, repetition, and monotony. You live in consumer mode, not creator mode. You watch, listen, read, get inspired, but you rarely create anything. And money doesn't pay for knowledge. It pays for value, for results, for problems solved. As long as you only consume, you're fueling someone else's dreams instead of your own. The solution here is simple but uncomfortable. Create something every single day. Content, a product, a skill, a system. Let it be imperfect. Let it be rough. Just make it consistent. You don't set clear financial goals. In your mind, there's a vague, I want a lot of money, but no numbers, no deadlines, no plan. And without that, your brain doesn't know where to go. Wealthy people don't just dream, they calculate. They know how much they want to earn, why they want it, and by when. The solution starts with an honest answer. How much do you need each month to live the life you want, and what exactly are you willing to change to get there? You're afraid to sell, afraid to charge money for your work, afraid to name a price. Somewhere inside you sits the belief that money is dirty, dangerous, or unworthy. And until you rewrite that belief, you'll either work for pennies or overwork without growth. The solution is to start respecting your own labor. Money flows to confidence and internal value. If you don't believe in yourself, the market won't either. You scatter your focus. You grab onto everything at once because you're afraid of missing out. Courses, ideas, niches, projects, and in the end, no real results. Wealth doesn't like chaos. It likes focus. One skill, one direction, one point of growth. The solution is to choose one path and go deep, not wide. Not for a month or two, but until results appear. You rarely ask yourself hard questions. You don't ask, why am I still here? What exactly am I doing wrong? Which habits are pulling me down? You'd rather distract yourself than face the truth. But the solution begins with an honest audit of your life. Remove the excess. Limit access to what drains your energy. Make discipline the standard, not a heroic act. You think wealth is about luck, but the truth is it's about choices. Small, daily, almost invisible ones. Choosing to go to bed earlier instead of scrolling. Choosing to work on yourself instead of wasting the evening. Choosing temporary discomfort over temporary pleasure for future freedom. These choices don't look heroic, but they're the ones that change the trajectory of your life. God doesn't look at your desires, He looks at your actions. Not at what you say, but at how you live. If your daily life doesn't reflect your goal, that goal will remain a fantasy. The solution isn't one massive breakthrough, but becoming one step more dangerous to your old self every single day. And right now, you're standing at a point where you can still turn things around. As long as you're listening to this, you still have a chance. But there's one last thing ahead that almost no one talks about. It breaks even the smart and hardworking. And if you don't remove it, all your efforts will be reset to zero. This is where real transformation begins. Don't stop. There's one final thing that holds you back from becoming wealthy more than anything else. It's quieter than the rest, but far more destructive. It's the habit of self-pity. Not outwardly, internally. The moment you say you're tired, that it's hard, that everyone has it different, you give up responsibility and hand your life over to something else. Self-pity looks like self-care, but in reality, it's a form of surrender. You compare your behind-the-scenes life to someone else's highlight reel and conclude that it wasn't meant for you. You look at people who are ahead of you, and instead of asking how, you ask, why not me? That's a victim mindset. And victims don't become wealthy, they get used. While you search for excuses, others search for solutions. You've lived in waiting mode for too long, waiting for support, understanding, perfect conditions. But no one is coming to do this work for you. Your family, your friends, society, they're not obligated to believe in you. That responsibility is yours. God didn't give you a guarantee of success. He gave you the power of choice. And every day, you either choose growth or you choose comfort. Stop waiting for things to get easier. They won't, but you will get stronger. Stop waiting for confidence. It comes after action, not before. Stop waiting for permission. No one is going to give it to you. The world doesn't reward potential, it pays for executed value. The solution is simple and ruthless. Cut off everything that drags you down. Reduce the noise. Remove unnecessary pleasures. Take back control of your time, your body, and your attention. Start living as if no one has your back, because that's the truth. And that's not a tragedy, that's freedom. From this moment on, your task is to become dangerous to your old self. Do what it hates. Wake up earlier, work deeper, think bigger, endure longer. Don't demand results every day, but be in the process every single day. Don't chase quick wins, build the foundation. God doesn't test you once. He tests you every day through the same choices. And if you pass that test again and again, sooner or later, life responds. With money, with opportunities, with people, but only after you stop being convenient and become disciplined. And right now, in this moment, you have a choice. Close this video and return to your old life, or hold on to this inner tension and use it as fuel. Not inspiration, not emotion, but a cold decision to never betray yourself again, because wealth isn't luck. It's the side effect of days lived correctly. And if you're ready to stop being weak, you've already begun the path.